Hi, Sagittarius. Get ready to deal with some major family karma or family karmic, generational karmic completion over this week and into this weekend, especially around this full moon that's happening in Virgo. Sagittarius, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. My name is Michelle, and I'm an astrologer and tarot card reader, and I use astrology, tarot cards, and oracle cards to give you insights every single week into the energies that are going to be most impactful for you. So please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. There's always an extended reading, so I'll leave those links below. There are two ways to enjoy them. One is the traditional way, the way that we've always done it, through a Vimeo Extendeds, or you can join the Unbound membership and get full access to all of my members only live chats with me, where you can bring your tarot card questions. I'll read for you. I'll answer your astrology questions, as well as unlimited access to all the other perks of all the other memberships, including these wonderful extended readings. The astrology is very intense because it centers around your fourth house, and this is definitely stuff that's, I have to say, I don't think anything will surprise you except your reactions to things, because it's quite emotional. There's a lot of emotional stuff that's coming up regarding some family situation. It is the full moon in Virgo, so full moon in Virgo has to do with things that you're worried about, concerned with. There could be issues regarding your health, or just how family issues have brought up concerns in your own health. And that could be a good thing, in that it could spur you onto changing certain things about your ways or your habits or your routines, in order to once you've realized where it could lead. But ultimately, I think there is a lot of communication error and communication issues over this full moon, because not only because primarily Mercury is the ruling dignitary of Virgo energy, and it's in detriment in Pisces. And of course, the full moon is always in opposition to where the sun is. So ultimately, there's a lot of Pisces Virgo strain going on, especially with the fact that Mercury is in Pisces, and it doesn't think as quickly, you know. So ultimately, when it comes to your family, you might not be as quick-witted or able to let it roll off your back, or let any crap roll off your back the way that it used to. There's worries, there's sadness, there's stuff to deal with. But the wonderful thing about it is this is South Node energy. So this is energy that's coming from your past, and it's solving itself, it's healing itself, and it will be resolved. Now South Node is coming out of, is in Scorpio. So this is very Scorpionic energy. It's like, let it burn, let it all crumble, let it turn to ashes, so that I can get actually something out of it. In other words, you'll surprise yourself with these conflicts in how much you've changed. Maybe through a partnership or because of a partnership, you have changed. And I say that because of Uranus's interesting aspects to Venus and Mars over that Aquarian energy. There is this kind of understanding of the self, or change of the self through partnerships that's been happening. And that's especially going to be evident in how you deal with family situations, family relationships, family grinds, family conflicts, enabling you to then really realize you have grown beyond what raised you. And you have grown beyond the reactions that you used to have to it. There's a lot deeper of a sense of self as you finish up this week, and a lot more respect for the choices that you've made and how you've been able to make better choices than where you've come from. Really closing up any kind of bad juju or tension or strife. though it will be very emotional. I want to let you know that. And I know that Sagittarius doesn't really deal extremely well in emotions. Depending on where your moon is, that may not be true. But ultimately, you're not going to be able to laugh this one off. It is going to be an emotional weekend, which can be very, very frustrating for you. Be kind with yourself. Be patient with yourself. And listen, when it comes to any kind of embarrassment or shame that you may have about yourself, this is a time to open yourself up to it and allow yourself to love yourself through it instead of condemn yourself the way that maybe you once used to. Let's get into the cards. Hi, Goobies. What's the matter? My little bugger is down there. I don't know. I'm just so cold. Sagittarius. Always in the past. There's so much going on with the past right now. So much. And it's just because of these trines, all stemming between like Neptune and Jupiter and Pisces and I think it's Mercury or the Sun, depending. All between that and the North Node, there's just this sense of pulling through it, pulling out of it, and like emerging as somebody that's not controlled by your comfort zones anymore. Happy birthday, Doug Denny. White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. Okay, so this is almost like growing up a kid who didn't believe in Santa Claus because they were too afraid to believe in magic. They wanted to seem or appear sophisticated so that they didn't have to be disappointed, right? And that's kind of like what's coming up here is being denied the ability to dream when you were a child. And ultimately now you're getting that ability back. It's like you're realizing that you're just realizing how, I don't know, it could be coming through especially a maternal figure. It may not be a mother, but it could be coming through a maternal figure, how much you kind of were repressed. And maybe you really wanted to be like this person at one point, or you really wanted this person's approval, and how much that kind of really degraded everything that you are, because ultimately you didn't get a chance to be appreciated by yourself. For being yourself. You were always trying to be somebody else or impress somebody else or earn their love. And ultimately, that kind of made you grow up too fast and taught you, forget about what it restricted you from, that was bad enough, but it kind of taught you this mentality of looking good by like that it's actually a good thing to like kind of be like, oh, I can't do this, or I don't have time, or oh no, that's not possible. When it is possible, when everything is possible, and whatever limitations you kind of learned to put on yourself so that you didn't have to face disappointment, well, this is the time to really like let that pain seep in and feel it, and then heal it by allowing yourself to dream again. We have be peace. This is making some peace with yourself. It's like peace with not only yourself but the world around you. Yeah, where there was this sense of the denial of believing in magic or believing in wonderful things being able to happen. Now there is that sense of, I forgive you, I release that, I let it go. Peace would be the only way you could get rid of this, right? It would be the only way that you could, it's not escape, it's facing it. Because to create peace, Sagittarius, you have to create balance, and balance is an active process. It's not something that just sort of happens. It's something that you have to choose. It's something that you have to allow. It's something that you have to participate in. And so ultimately you've earned this peace. And that's Libra energy. So it could be by the time the moon is able to roll into Libra, roll out of Virgo and into Libra, which is the end of the week, as we roll into the, ooh, that could be it too, by the spring equinox. That's what happens. So we're equaling out, right? We're equaling out. It's almost like peace is possible toward as we enter spring. And there's a lightening of the modalities right now. There's a lightening of lessening of the burden of these planetary movements as we roll through the end of this week. And ultimately, what it was meant to do, this heaviness, it was meant to test us. It was meant to force us to get away from what we've grown comfortable with that is also toxic for us, right? Because just because we're comfortable with it doesn't mean it's good for us. Nothing is wasted. Vulture spirit and take the lead. That's really beautiful energy, because it means you've really made peace with the situation to the point where now you don't regard yourself in lower regard, or you're not angry with yourself for participating in the activity of something, the doing of something, simply because you have a chip on your shoulder about it. The chip on your shoulder is gone, and nothing is wasted is a sentence that tells me that you're now able to look back on the past and not hate it and not regret it and not be angry at anybody about it, because you realize you're so far beyond it. You're so far above it. It's almost like that stage when you first realize you're mature, because you realize that your childhood doesn't impact you anymore, and that you can't even recognize who you were as a child, because you're so much different, especially through partnership. There's been something about partnership that's been illuminating with you guys for about a year now. I remember all my readings. It's been really huge. So this partnership in your life, I don't know if it's through friendship or it's through romance, but whatever it is, there's a sense of being able to get through that, what you didn't get from what you should have gotten in your home. And it's cathartic and it's healing, proving that nothing is wasted. This is Aquarian energy. This is really also, like, I don't know, the truth being illuminated. And the truth may be a hard pill to swallow, but it sobers you up and heals. It heals. This is going to be an emotional week. I gotta tell you ahead of time. Then it's like, take the lead. Take the lead. I just heard in my head, seize the moment. Seize the moment to show people that you are changed and that you are different, and that you have something to give. Yeah, you're taking the lead on something. You're taking the lead on something that has to do with putting fourth house energy to rest. Yeah, it's like, can I say this? Burying a hatchet, and not in somebody's head. Just a sense of almost like burning it so that it doesn't exist, because then it has no power over you either, right? Be fearless and bold. And this is finding your strength and finding your courage. Finding your courage. Finding your courage. That's what I keep hearing and feeling inside my soul for you guys. Finding your courage. This is Aries energy. Remember, by the end of this week, we move into Aries. So it's a sense of, it's also kind of a timestamp for me that by the time the sun moves into Aries, which is on Sunday, all of this will, I'm not saying it will be past, but it will be evident to you why it matters and how you've benefited from all of this happening in front of you and for you and to you and through you. How it's, I just feel such a sense of empowerment, such a sense of self that you really haven't felt in so long. And once the sun moves out of Pisces and into Aries, you're gonna get that effect on you too. It's once it goes into that fire sign energy really beefs up, and there's this wonderful sense of, I know who I am now. It's almost like you had to come through this really murky place to understand who the hell you are. And so this is about this week. This energy is really about allowing yourself to love yourself and connect with who you are. And yes, it is very deep, and yes, it is very spiritual. And I beg you to take the time to allow it to happen, because ultimately you really do need it. And it's how is it playing out? It's all playing out through your third and fourth houses, especially especially your 4th house, or communication about the 4th house through the 3rd house, maybe through friends, communicating through friends, leaning on friends, or just finding a sense of humanity in yourself toward people that you know don't deserve it, but that's not the point. The point is, who am I and how do I want to be? And I don't have to. The worst thing that I could ever do, especially if I came from a rough childhood, a rough 4th house, the worst thing I could ever do is become my parents. And so in the ways that they've taught you how to be like them, they're illuminated now. You're starting to see it. You're starting to see their behavior in you and realize, I'm better than this, and I am not this. And this is a reflection or a poison that I still carry from many, many years ago. And forgiving them relieves that tether in me. And so I do, because I'm not the same anymore. I'm not. I don't have to function in that space. This is really about freedom and liberation this week. Let's get this moon card. Sagittarius, let's get this moon card here, Sagittarius. No moon card? What's going on with the emotions? You're very close to achieving your goal. And I think what's going on right now, it's very emotional. I want you to focus on faith, because ultimately, Sagittarius, you are close to achieving your goal. You have come far. You're not going to lose any ground. All these emotions are going to make you feel like you're being sucked back, and you're not. This is a test. This is a test to see how much you truly believe in who you are, how much you honestly know and have accepted a whole new self, and a whole new freedom, from where you came from. And you're so close to being different and doing things different. Understand you are different. It's like you don't have to tag Ali oxen free. There's actually no need for that. You don't need to tag home base to be safe. You've made your own safety. And you've made your own safety in a different place and a different way. And that's what actually that's what actually allows you to attain your goal. And I think your goal is to be in a better place than where you came from. And you are. You are. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. How is this? So we have by the book. And that is really impacting some with regards to this full moon. Honestly, you're going to have to do things. You're trying to do things by the book. It's almost like it's going to help you to standardize things. It may even help to put things into order. Yeah, by the book. 11. 11 is awakening. What is this by the book? What is this for Sagittarius? What is this? What do you mean by the book? Accelerated motion. It's telling you to take things slow. Okay, think of the Virgo energy. It's telling you, do things step by step, do things by the book, and you're going to be tempted to not, because remember, this is an energy reading. I tell you how to use the energy correctly. This is going to grind on you, this energy of, but why do we have to do it in this order? Because doing it in that order is going to get you through it. It's going to be like legitimately putting rocket fuel in your life. It will get you by doing things by the book and playing them traditionally, playing them by the book. Do things by the book. That's the challenge. And I keep saying it because that's the key to the challenge. You're going to want to do things outside of. You're going to want to do things in a different way. You're going to want to maybe escape entirely. Go one step at a time. It's going to grind on you. It's going to feel like nails on a chalkboard in your ear. I told you it's going to like be emotional. I want you to cry. I want you to pull your hair out. I want you to do whatever you have to do, but keep in motion, keep in line. You keeping in line is really going to get you through it like a bat out of hell. It's like you don't see anything, right? Like a bat, what do? Sonar. All they can do is feel. That's kind of what you're going through right now. All you can do is feel your way out and allow yourself to go by the book and listen to the feedback you're getting. It's going to get you out of this dark place quickly. Yeah. And it could even be a sense of learning or communications coming in that because of a certain procedure, no, it's not that you can't do something. Something has to do with procedure. There's some sort of procedure going on over this next week that is making this healing necessary, or speeding up this healing necessary. There's some sort of procedure. I'm going to go into tarot because I want to get into the nitty-gritty details. Please do join me. Since this is such transformative energy, I can't wait to dig down. I'll see you guys in the extended. The link is below.